This is Eagle Al, and today we're going to go ahead and talk about Jalen Hurts looking very mobile in practice. Also, will this be Darius Slay last game in the Linc? And lastly, Nolan Smith. Did he diss Jayden Daniels? Well, let's get straight into it. Before we hop straight into it, we got to shout out BetUS, today's sponsor. Shout out to BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150. First deposit, get 150% boost. And your next two get 125% boost, up to $2,000. And again, shout out to BetUS. So let's get into these quick hits, man. Just tell me from the scale of 1 to 10, how serious the Cowboys are. Are they very serious or are they not serious? So just before I shot this video, it was announced that they hired the offensive coordinator as the head coach. I don't know this dude's name. He's a relevant guy. What you seen from the Cowboys that make you like, you know what? We're going to hire the offensive coordinator. To me, they was really better off getting Kellen Moore. But it's starting to look like Kellen Moore will be the Eagles offensive coordinator. I can't tell you if I'll be happy or sad about that until Monday. We will figure that out. But Jalen Hurts might have an offensive coordinator for another year. Now the Saints, I believe, it's the only team without a head coach. But I could see them going more with Joe Brady than Kellen Moore. We will see. But it's looking more and more that Kellen Moore will be the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator. So again, I don't know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Until Monday, I will not know. All right. Cam Newton, did he diss Jalen Hurts or was it more like a compliment? I don't know what Cam Newton was trying to get at, but let me play this clip.
What is on the line for Jalen on Sunday?
Can he manage his ego? And I say that in a way where the Eagles are 4-0. I've seen the statistic. The Eagles are 4-0 when he throws for 155 yards or less.
Correct. In the playoffs, that's correct.
Right?
Yep.
His ego will get involved and be like, nah, I need to throw it. I want to throw it. I'm tired of being compared to just a piece of the.
So he's saying Jalen Hurts need to check his ego or whatever. And I know a lot of Eagles fans are mad about that clip. I just didn't know how to feel about it because I'm like, all year, basically, Jalen Hurts been checking his ego about the Saquon Barkley doing this thing and really not getting the yards, he usually get. But it was a couple games out there where as though you could look at like, okay, Saquon wasn't his best, literally just a couple games, but Jalen Hurts picked it up. I always say go back to the Steelers game. The Steelers were the only team I can say that did a really good job on Saquon. I think Saquon got hurt that game. Jalen Hurts threw for 290. But these past couple games, Jalen Hurts didn't play, first of all. And then, secondly, Saquon Barkley has just been on a historic run in this playoff run. Why stop that if he's literally about to run us to a Super Bowl? I hate to compare the two. But if we go back in history with like John Elway and those guys, and I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is John Elway, but Terrell Davis basically did the same thing and won the Super Bowl because a lot of teams were complaining back at that time like, yo, why John Elway not throwing the ball, this and that. And Shannon Sharp and those guys were saying like, hey, until you stop the run, we'll throw the ball, but you got to stop the run. And if you're not stopping the run, why put the ball in harm's way? And I think the Eagles got that same mindset. But if you figure out a way to stop it, like the Steelers, we're going to throw for 290 on your head. It just is what it is. But I get the Cam Newton. He pulled out the stat that a lot of people talking about. Oh, yeah, when Jalen Hurts throw for under 155 yards, we undefeated. I think some of that need a little bit more context. But look, if Saquon Barkley is on this historic run, we're not going to slow down. Washington can't stop the run. We're not going to stop running the ball. Jalen Hurts is about winning. He's strictly about winning. So I think we'll be perfectly fine. Last quick hit. Jalen Carter, is he the next Aaron Donald? Well, Aaron Donald believes it. Let me play this clip by Shady McCoy.
I had a chance to talk to Aaron Donald yesterday, one of my good friends, one of my best friends. You know what he said? He said, Shady, I haven't been watching football like that in a long time. He said, that guy, Jalen Carter, bro, my replacement is here.
A clip of Shady McCoy today, and he said he was talking to his good friend Aaron Donald, and Aaron Donald was like, man, that boy Jalen is cold. Like, he's that guy who I think could step in now that I'm going. Just hearing someone of that ilk talk about you in that way, what does it make you feel?
That's good. I didn't see that yet. That's nice, man. I always wanted to talk to AD when we played him last year. I didn't get the chance to, but just to hear that from him, one of the best, and I watched his film and I learned from him. You know, that mean a lot, man. I'm going to watch that video, probably like it, and watch it like 20 times.
Shady posted it.
All right, bet.
Hey, I'm telling you, this dude, he's up next. Jalen Carter's up next. He's only year 2. I'm telling you, by year 4, year 5, he will be considered the best defensive tackle in the league. We all know he was supposed to have been the first pick in the draft, but the legal issues and can he be controlled in the locker room? You know, Jalen Carter definitely have his moments on the sideline, but that's Philly stuff. And so far, Jalen Carter off the field has been amazing. Haven't heard him doing anything he shouldn't be doing. So again, Jalen Carter attitude, it seemed like it was, overblown. But overall, Jalen Carter has been a great addition to the team on and off the field. On and off the field. And if he could keep that up, he will be perfectly fine. All right, so let's get into these topics. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, according to John Clark spoke to some guys, and they saying like Jalen Hurts look very mobile in practice. So it look like this knee injury is not that serious. And I think the Eagles might prove a point and let him run and slide a little bit the first couple plays just to scare up Washington a bit, like, okay, Jalen Hurts is still a threat with his legs. Because I think Washington, they are, they going to crash down on Saquon Barkley till Jalen Hurts prove otherwise. Once Jalen Hurts get a few runs in, then, it will put them on ease, put them on edge. Because you've seen what Jalen Hurts can do. He can run for a 44-yard touchdown. It can happen, or he could break one on you. So, yes, Jalen Hurts with his legs is a addition, is a weapon. So, hopefully, he's good. My thing with Jalen Hurts being very mobile is, can he take a hit on that knee? We know what Washington is about. Can he take a hit and be fine? That's something we find out, but he will possibly have a brace on. But it's good to hear that he's not a statue. He's going to be ready to go. He's going to be moving, and that's more of a threat with him and Saquon Barkley. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. And I think this is going to be a game where as though he's going to throw the ball really well. I think this is going to be the most complete game from the offensive side to the defensive side. I think it's going to be a complete game. His legs is just going to be an addition. It's just going to be an addition that Washington have to worry about. And that poor defense of theirs. We're going to score some points, but they're not facing Detroit defense. They playing our defense. They're going to score some points too, but not like how they did on Detroit. And then get Vic Fangio a third shot at this team, man. All right, so we shall see how mobile Jalen Hurts is, man. I think he's going to be fine. He's going to show up and show out. As long as Kellen Moore show up, we going to be good. We definitely going to be good. Let's get into the next topic, Darius Slay. So it's an article that came out that basically Darius Slay is leaning towards playing another year, but he know it's probably not going to be in Philadelphia. So this up-and-coming Sunday might be his last game at the Linc. We got to do this for Slay, man. Slay, a lot of people dislike him, but a lot of people turned that around this year. He proved a lot of people wrong that he could still do it. He had his talks here and there that we didn't like. That just is what it is. That's Darius Slay. He's going to say some things that rub fans the wrong way, but Overall, we love Slay. Slay brought light to this cornerback room. We got to think of the days before Slay. Think of the days where it was just only Slay, like it'd be Slay and whoever on the other side. Then James Bradbury came, added a little life, and then we know how last year went. James Bradbury just literally hit the floor. Then we get Quinion, Cooper DeJean, help start coming out, Isaiah Rogers. But before Slay, it was some dark days. Like we used to be burnt toast, and now teams don't really even want to throw on us like that. They don't. And again, shout out to Slay. I think he's probably one of the best corners. I'm not saying the best, but one of the best corners we probably ever traded for. And he will go down possibly in Eagles history, especially if we get a ring. Slay has been awesome this playoff run to end the season. Slay has been awesome. I've seen some of the biggest Slay haters turn their thoughts around like maybe I don't like him like on a personal level. This is what Slay haters saying, but on the field, can't hate too much. He's doing a really, really good job. So again, shout out to Darius Slay, man, doing this thing. And if it's his last game at the Linc, we love you in Philadelphia, man. We love you in Philadelphia. But he always said he wanted to play one more year. And when you look at our roster, it's like we got Keely Ringo. I think we should re-sign Isaiah Rogers. Quinion Mitchell is here. Cooper DeJean. Like you got to let the young guys play, and then you got some up and coming guys you want to pay. Like we can't really give Slay the bag if we got to pay like Milton Williams, who's young, Zach Bond, who's like in his prime. Who else I'm thinking about? There's a couple guys. N'Kobe Dean. Do we extend them? Like there's guys we got to pay. Reed Blankenship, I think he's going to be in his last year of his contract going into next year. Like it's guys we got to pay on that defensive side of the ball. Let's be honest, we don't want to pay an older Slay who's been in and out the lineup, but when he's in, he's been doing good. And Isaiah Rogers been filling in really, really well. You don't want to give him the bag unless he really take like a vet minimum, which will he take that? Possibly not, especially if a team out there really wants to pay him. So again, shout out to Slay. He's been an awesome addition to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Definitely, definitely, definitely. All right, last but not least, Nolan Smith. Did he diss? Did he diss Jayden Daniels? But let me play this clip.
National media, but ESPN, no matter what, Jayden Daniels is the talk of the country right now. Do you think the hype is warranted?
Oh yeah, he's a good back. I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback, and one thing he can run, and he's one of those guys that's mobile, and he's looking for the big play, and he can also hurt you with his legs. So yeah, the hype's real, and he's a good good quarterback.
It's the same thing, kind of.
I seen this clip. I seen it on Philly Mics, and I seen it like on YouTube or whatever. I'm like, yo, Nolan Smith, is he being petty, or is he making a mistake calling him a back? Jalen Hurts been called a running back multiple times, and maybe Nolan Smith is hearing this and like, let me throw a shot at them because you can't keep dissing my quarterback, and I can't get a shot at your quarterback. Look, Jayden Daniels is the darling of the NFL right now, and it's crazy because when Jalen Hurts was on his run, a lot of people, when I say a lot of people was like, let's see if he could do it again. And I can say this, in 2023, when we was on that win streak, Jalen Hurts was highly considered as an MVP. When we was on that win streak, and the end of 2023, I can say it was more of a coaching thing than the Jalen Hurts thing. Then going into this year, we knew when we signed Saquon Barkley, it was like, look, you got the best O-line, you got the threat of the receivers, you got Dallas Goedert, but Saquon Barkley behind that O-line, he can rush for 2,000 yards. A lot of people thought it was crazy. Oh, we don't know what we're talking about. And then we go into this year, and Saquon Barkley could have broke the record. And with Saquon Barkley doing this thing, a lot of people numbers took a dip, including Jalen Hurts. And now the narrative is out. Like, see, we tried to tell y'all about Jalen Hurts all along. I don't think that's the case. Jalen Hurts been good for 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 straight years. Haven't been all pro years. That first year he started, no, but the second year he started, yes. The beginning of 2023, I would say yes. This year, not really, and the only reason why not really is because what Saquon Barkley's been doing. And give credit to Kellen Moore. I think he's probably the first coordinator, whereas though we was like run the ball, and he took it very, very serious. Whereas though, we had our problems with Nick Sirianni, Shane Steichen here and there with the run the ball thing. But Kellen Moore was like, okay, we want to run the ball. Sure, we going to run the ball. And that's what we did, and look where we at now. But my thing is, it's not about Jalen Hurts, really. It's about Kellen Moore. What will he draw up going into this game? Will he be focused going into this game? I say yes. I think he'll be focused. The Cowboys' job, not his now. He'll be focused. I think he'll be focused. And I think this defense will definitely be focused on stopping Jayden Daniels because, again, he's coming off like the darling. We giving him a lot of compliments, which mean that we're going into this game to stop this dude, man. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? Right? Nolan Smith again going at Jayden Daniels. Jalen Hurts being very mobile. Slay last game in Philadelphia. We will see. But this is Eagle Al, man.